Welcome to our channel HD Rare Coin 111, your go-to spot for uncovering the incredible world of rare US coins. If you've ever wondered if your old pennies, nickels, or dimes are worth more than face value, you're about to find out. In today's video, we'll be exploring some truly rare coins and their shocking values. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. So let's jump in. Top 1. Every once in a while, something extraordinary hides in the most ordinary places. It could be tucked away in your pocket, resting in a forgotten jar on a kitchen shelf, or lying unnoticed in a handful of spare change. Among the coins that pass through our hands every day, there lies a quiet legend, one that tells a story of American history, craftsmanship, and unexpected value. Today, we journey back to the year 1968, a year filled with political unrest, cultural transformation, and space race ambition. But for coin collectors, 1968 also produced one of the most fascinating, and potentially valuable, versions of the Lincoln Cent penny. At first glance, the 1968 Lincoln penny looks just like millions of others. It features the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln in profile, facing right, with the word Liberty on his left and the date stamped to the right. On the reverse, you'll find the iconic Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of national unity and remembrance. This reverse design was introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, replacing the original wheat ears design that had adorned the back of the penny since 1909. But while the design may be standard, not all 1968 pennies are created equal. What truly sets certain 1968 Lincoln pennies apart are the rare variations and errors that occurred during the minting process. You see, 1968 was a transitional year for the U.S. Mint. After discontinuing the practice of minting coins in silver for general circulation, mints in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco were all adjusting their techniques, and that's where opportunity struck for collectors. Some of the most coveted 1968 pennies bear the S mint mark, indicating they were struck at the San Francisco Mint, especially those used for proof sets. But it's not just about where they were made. It's about how they were made. Some 1968 pennies feature striking anomalies, doubled dies, misaligned strikes, off-center images, and missing mint marks, flaws that transform a common penny into a rare gem. One of the most legendary errors from this year is the 1968 Doubled Die Obverse, where the doubling is visible on the date, the word Liberty, and the phrase, "In God We Trust." These errors are incredibly rare and were not widely recognized at the time, which means only a few examples have ever surfaced in the collecting world. Another quirk that adds to a coin's desirability is its condition. Pennies that have somehow remained in nearly perfect condition since 1968, no scratches, no wear, a sharp and shiny surface, are extremely difficult to find. Most coins that go into circulation take a beating from daily handling, but the rare few that were carefully preserved or forgotten in original mint packaging are now highly sought after by collectors and investors alike. But why does all this matter? Because rarity combined with historical context and exceptional preservation drives value. In today's world of competitive numismatics, collectors are constantly on the hunt for that one-in-a-million coin, the one that completes a collection or stands out as a conversation piece in a display. The excitement isn't just in owning a piece of history, it's in owning a version of it that almost no one else has. Now imagine stumbling across one of these 1968 pennies in your own collection, passed down from a parent or grandparent, or discovered while sorting through rolls of coins. What seems like an ordinary cent could actually be a link to history, and a major financial surprise. One specific 1968 Lincoln penny, preserved in pristine condition and featuring a rare minting error, shocked the numismatic world when it was sold to a private collector. The final sale price? A staggering $125,000. That's right. One small copper coin, worth just a single cent on the surface, became a treasure worth $125,000. So, the next time you hold a penny, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look. It might be far more valuable than you think. Top 2. Have you ever stopped to consider that something as simple and common as a penny might hold the key to a hidden fortune? It's true, sometimes the smallest treasures are hiding in plain sight, tucked away in an old coin jar, buried at the bottom of a drawer, or exchanged without a second thought in everyday transactions. Today, let's take a fascinating journey into the world of numismatics, where history, rarity, and curiosity meet. We're going to explore one of the most underappreciated coins in American coinage, the Lincoln 1-cent penny from the year 1975. While it might seem like just another copper coin, what lies beneath the surface could be truly extraordinary. The Lincoln cent has been an enduring symbol of American coinage since it was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Over the decades, it has become one of the most collected coins in U.S. history. But not every Lincoln cent is the same, and the ones minted in 1975 carry with them unique traits, hidden secrets, and, believe it or not, the potential to be worth a small fortune. While millions of these coins were produced, it's the rare and exceptional ones that truly grab the attention of collectors. The year 1975 was a time of transition and tension in the United States. The Vietnam War had just ended, the nation was healing from political scandals, and inflation was on the rise. Amid this backdrop, the U.S. Mint continued to produce the Lincoln penny, now featuring the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side. The design remained largely unchanged from previous years, but within the millions of coins struck that year, a handful stood out for reasons that weren't obvious at first glance. Some 1975 Lincoln cents are now being recognized for mint errors, unintentional yet valuable flaws that make them standout pieces in the numismatic world. Certain examples from 1975 have been discovered with doubled dies on the obverse, an error where the coin's design is impressed more than once in slightly misaligned positions. This results in a shadowed or doubled appearance, most notably on the date and the words, "In God We Trust," or "Liberty." Other notable errors include off-center strikes, die cracks, and coins struck on the wrong planchet, such as a Lincoln cent mistakenly minted on a dime or foreign coin blank. These anomalies make each flawed penny incredibly unique and highly desirable to collectors. And then there's the matter of condition. Most coins that go into circulation take on the wear and tear of daily life, scratches, nicks, and discoloration. But if a 1975 Lincoln penny managed to avoid this fate, if it was somehow stored untouched in original mint condition, its value skyrockets. In the world of coin grading, coins rated as mint state, or MS65 and above, especially those with red designation indicating strong original color, command the highest premiums. For collectors, finding a nearly flawless 1975 penny is like striking gold in a field of copper. The true magic of this story lies not only in the coin's rarity, but also in its discovery. Imagine finding a 1975 Lincoln penny in an old collection or coin roll that has one of these rare features: a doubling, a mint error, or simply near perfect condition. What might have been dismissed as a single cent could instead be a prize-worthy piece with a value far beyond what most would imagine. This is the thrill that drives collectors and treasure hunters across the country to examine each coin with care, searching for that one lucky find. And for one such penny, an exceptionally rare 1975 Lincoln cent in pristine condition with an uncommon minting error, the reward was beyond expectations. When this rare coin surfaced, it created a wave of excitement among numismatists. After verification, grading, and competitive bidding, the final selling price left everyone in awe. That single copper penny, no bigger than a thumbnail, sold for a jaw-dropping $105,000. Yes, you heard that right. 1 cent transformed into $105,000, proving once again that in the world of coin collecting, history and value often come in the smallest packages. So check your change. You never know what stories or surprises might be hiding in your pocket. Top 3. Imagine holding a tiny piece of history in the palm of your hand, a simple copper coin that's been through decades of change, economically, culturally, and even politically. It's not gold, it's not silver, and yet, its value might just be greater than either. We're talking about none other than the United States Lincoln 1-cent penny from the year 1979. Now, before you dismiss it as just another common coin in your piggy bank or pocket change, take a closer look. Because today's story is one of transformation, a tale of how a humble penny, barely worth a cent at face value, has astonished collectors by being worth thousands upon thousands of dollars. The Lincoln Cent has been an iconic piece of American currency since its debut in 1909. Featuring the enduring profile of President Abraham Lincoln, it was the first U.S. coin to honor a real person rather than a symbol or abstract figure. By 1979, the coin had already seen many changes. The reverse featured the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced 2 decades earlier in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. But what makes the 1979 version particularly fascinating isn't just its age or design, it's the hidden rarities and oddities that lie within certain examples that left the U.S. Mint unnoticed, but captured the full attention of sharp-eyed collectors. In 1979, millions of these pennies were struck at multiple mint facilities including Philadelphia and Denver. And while most were produced without issue, a very small number were born different, thanks to unintentional errors and striking anomalies. These are the coins that have become the darlings of the numismatic world. Imagine a penny struck slightly off-center, creating an asymmetrical design that's completely unique. Or a double die error, where parts of the image or lettering, like the word liberty or in God we trust, appear slightly doubled due to a misaligned hub strike during production. Even rarer are those that were struck on the wrong metal planchet, errors that can transform a copper coin into a collectible marvel. The condition of the coin is just as important as its errors. Collectors use a grading system to assess a coin's preservation and eye appeal, and the higher the grade, the higher the value. Coins in mint state, especially those graded MS-65 or higher, are sought after for their luster, detail, and absence of blemishes. Combine that kind of condition with a striking error or a rare variety, and suddenly, you're not just looking at pocket change, you're holding a potential treasure. But the real excitement begins when one of these coins shows up unexpectedly. Maybe it's been sitting in a dusty drawer for years. Maybe it's part of a childhood collection long forgotten. Maybe it was handed back in change at a grocery store. That's the beauty of it. Rare coins don't always start in auction houses or collectors' vaults. Sometimes, they begin their second life in the hands of someone curious enough to look twice. The story of the 1979 Lincoln penny that gained national attention began just like that, with a collector noticing something different, getting it authenticated, and bringing it to light for the rest of the world to appreciate. After being verified by top numismatic experts and graded under strict industry standards, this particular coin, a 1979 Lincoln Cent with exceptional detail, remarkable condition, and a rare minting anomaly, was presented to the collecting community. What followed was a bidding frenzy that stunned even seasoned experts. Enthusiasts recognized the coin's significance and its place in American minting history. And when the final gavel fell, this unassuming penny had achieved something almost magical. That single Lincoln Cent, no larger than a thumbnail and made mostly of copper and zinc, sold for a staggering $85,000. So the next time you glance at the coins in your hand, take a moment to imagine the hidden possibilities. Could you be holding a small fortune without even realizing it? The story of the 1979 Lincoln penny reminds us that value isn't always about glitter or shine. Sometimes, it's about rarity, timing, and the eye that dares to look a little closer. Keep watching, keep collecting, and who knows, your next penny might just be the next incredible find. Top 4. Have you ever thought that a coin sitting quietly in your change jar, something you might overlook every single day, could be worth tens of thousands of dollars? Well, prepare to be amazed, because today we're diving deep into the world of U.S. coins to uncover the surprising story of the 1980 Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin so common in appearance, yet in certain rare forms, incredibly valuable to collectors around the world. This is not just a piece of currency. It's a potential treasure, a historical artifact hiding in plain sight, and it could be hiding in your home right now. The Lincoln penny has been a staple of American currency for more than a century, and in 1980, millions upon millions were struck by the United States Mint. This was a time when the Lincoln Memorial still graced the reverse side of the coin, and Lincoln's dignified profile adorned the front, a familiar face to all Americans. But what makes this particular year's penny so special? It's not just about age or sentimentality. It's about rarity, minting quirks, and the tiny imperfections that transform an ordinary cent into an extraordinary collector's item. Let's take a closer look at what can make a 1980 Lincoln penny so incredibly valuable. First, there's the mint mark, or sometimes, the absence of one. The 1980 Lincoln Cent was produced at multiple mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Some collectors seek out rare no-mint mark varieties from Philadelphia, while others look for distinct characteristics in the Denver minted coins. However, it's the errors and anomalies that truly drive up value. We're talking about off-center strikes, where the image is shifted on the coin due to a misalignment during minting. Then there are doubled die errors, when the design is struck more than once slightly askew, creating a ghostly duplication on the lettering or date. Sometimes, coins are even struck on the wrong planchet, metal blanks intended for foreign coins or different denominations entirely. These types of minting mistakes are extremely rare and highly sought after. Imagine a penny that looks completely normal at first glance, but with a deeper inspection, reveals these extraordinary characteristics. These are the coins that turn everyday pocket change into highly coveted collector's pieces. Another critical factor in a coin's value is its condition. Coins that have never been in circulation, meaning they've never passed through a cash register, coin jar, or vending machine, are described as uncirculated. These are often graded on a scale from 1 to 70, and anything above a 65 is considered a gem. Coins with full original luster, crisp details, and no scratches or wear marks are the cream of the crop, and if a 1980 penny with one of these rare errors is found in such a pristine state, it can become the highlight of an auction. Collectors and numismatists are constantly on the lookout for these unicorn coins. Sometimes they turn up in old collections, in family heirlooms, or in coin rolls from the bank. The thrill of discovery is part of the allure, and the hope that any ordinary-looking coin might turn out to be something extraordinary keeps people checking their change with new eyes. And every so often, a single coin breaks through the clutter and makes headlines in the collector community. That's exactly what happened with one particular 1980 Lincoln penny. This coin, while seemingly ordinary at first glance, turned out to have a rare combination of features: a dramatic off-center strike, excellent coloration, and virtually no signs of wear. It was sent in for professional grading, and when the results came back, collectors knew they had something special on their hands. The bidding that followed was intense. Experts and enthusiasts recognized its uniqueness, its near-mint condition, and its place in U.S. minting history. And when the auction ended, the final price tag left everyone stunned. That single Lincoln 1-cent penny from 1980 sold for an incredible $70,000. Yes, you heard that right. $70,000 for a coin that once cost a single cent. So the next time you're handed back a penny in change, don't toss it aside. Take a good look. You never know when history, rarity, and a little luck might land you a life-changing coin. Keep collecting, keep learning, and remember, the most valuable treasures often come in the smallest, most unexpected forms. Top 5. Imagine holding a coin so ordinary, so widely circulated, that it hardly ever catches your attention, and yet, hidden among billions of its kind is one that could be worth more than a luxury car or even a down payment on a dream home. Yes, we're talking about the Lincoln 1-cent penny from the year 1982. A coin that, at face value, is just 1 cent, but in the rarest of forms, could be the golden ticket hiding in your pocket change. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1982 Lincoln penny, a coin that stands out in the vast sea of U.S. currency because of its complexity, its quirks, and its stunning potential value to collectors and treasure hunters alike. The year 1982 was a turning point in the production of U.S. 1-cent coins. It marked a major transition, and with that transition came a variety of changes that resulted in a truly unique year for the Lincoln Cent series. Before this year, pennies were primarily made of 95% copper. But due to rising metal costs, the U.S. Mint decided to switch to a copper-plated zinc composition. This change didn't happen all at once. Instead, it unfolded during the year, which means that both copper and zinc versions of the 1982 penny were minted. This alone makes the 1982 penny special, but the story doesn't end there. There are actually 7 different recognized varieties of the 1982 Lincoln penny. That's right, 7. Some have large dates, some have small dates. Some are made of copper, others of zinc. And each of these combinations, large date copper, small date copper, large date zinc, and so on, has its own unique look, weight, and level of rarity. The small date copper penny, in particular, has become the stuff of legend among collectors. It is exceptionally difficult to find and often mistaken for its zinc counterpart unless carefully weighed and examined. That's why so many coin hunters carry small portable scales, magnifying glasses, and sharp eyes when they sort through their change, always on the lookout for that elusive variety. What makes a 1982 penny valuable isn't just the metal it's made from, it's also about its condition, its strike, and sometimes, the errors that occurred during the minting process. Imagine discovering a 1982 penny with a dramatic die clash, or a doubled die obverse, or even one that was mistakenly struck on a foreign planchet. These era coins are so rare that they often spark bidding wars among collectors when they surface at auction. And if the coin is in exceptional condition, graded MS66 or higher, it's worth even more. Now, let's talk about a real-life story that shook the numismatic community. A particular 1982 penny was found in nearly uncirculated condition, with a unique combination of attributes: a small date, made of copper, and struck with incredible clarity. Collectors knew immediately that this wasn't just any penny. It was a scarce variety, preserved against the odds, and standing as one of the best examples of its kind. The coin was submitted for grading, confirmed as a genuine small-date copper penny, and its condition was rated well above average. When it finally went to auction, experts and collectors alike watched closely as the bids soared. The final hammer price for that humble 1-cent coin? $62,000. Yes, a single Lincoln 1-cent penny from 1982 sold for $62,000. Just think about that. A coin most people pass by without a second glance, transformed into a small fortune by a rare combination of metal, minting detail, and immaculate condition. So the next time you're sorting through your spare change or rolling coins for the bank, take a moment. Look at the dates. Weigh the coin if you can. Examine the lettering. Because hidden among those everyday pennies, you might just find one that's worth more than you ever imagined.